Welcome to Across the Podcast Gaming, where we're taking a page out of Nintendo's book, and we're going to have the rest of this episode available as a DLC live right now.
Hello everyone, my name is Aidan.
And I'm Stan.
And yes, Nintendo had a direct today where we saw a lot of 80% of games and then a lot of the other 20% of the game being released 3 months later.
Yeah. They didn't say that, though. They did not mention that. We'll get to... There's a very specific one we're talking about. It's not on the docket yet, so stay tuned for that. It's a little bit further down. We started it off with a movie because as all things, Nintendo Direct, gaming news, gaming podcast, we start with a movie. That's how everything goes. The most important thing about this movie is Chris Pratt reprising his role as Mario.
Or Mario.
That's what we all need here.
Yes, the Super Mario movie is getting a sequel. We already pretty much knew this. Nintendo had filed, I don't know if it was patents or copyrights or whatever. They'd filed something for the domains for like Super Mario Galaxy movie or something like that. So we'd already seen this. But that being said, it comes out in April 2026. I was expecting a date to be there. Don't have one. It's next year. It's got the same cast.
It is a lot closer, though. I did not expect the announcement to be like. I figured it'd be like next winter or something.
Yeah, to be fair.
The fact that it's like 8 months away, less than 8 months.
I feel like we knew this somehow.
No trailer though. Like just we got to see Chris Pratt leaning against a tree. That was it.
I mean, this is cool, right? Because everyone remembers Super Mario Galaxy for the gameplay primarily, because it's a game. But there was also a lot of, I hesitate to say, lore in the game. There was books and things. There was a lot you could read about. There was a lot of theories going on about who the hell Rosalina actually is. And it's a good game, or good couple of games to adapt into a told story rather than a game. So I'm excited.
What is interesting is this is the second Super Mario movie, but if they do Galaxy 1 and Galaxy 2,
I think they have to.
Does that mean that the third Mario movie will be number 2? Because
I think they're just gonna do Super Mario Galaxy and have both in one. Because the story.
You think Odyssey's next?
Maybe, I don't know. There wasn't much of a story to Odyssey, is the thing.
But the hat, man, the hat.
Sure. I don't know. I find it maybe slightly strange that they're jumping straight to Galaxy.
Well,
I mean, when you think about it, there isn't much going on before there. But you've got like, what was it called? Partners in Time.
So many Mario games you could have pulled from before you jumped to Galaxy, or you could have given Luigi a movie. With the Mansion series, you could have done a Princess Peach movie. You could have done a little bit more world building before you just threw Galaxy out there. That's like, well, I guess it kind of worked for the Avengers. They had like Iron Man, and then they did the Avengers, and then Iron Man and Captain America. Then they did the Avengers, and then all the rest of the movies came out. And everybody's
I'm not complaining, because Galaxy is cool.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll be fun.
I hope this one is a little bit more planned out with how they try to throw all the game references in there instead of just making whatever that plot line was in the first movie.
Well, they said it has things in it to appease fans of all eras of Mario. So that sounds like they're going to throw a lot of crap at the wall again and see what sticks.
Yeah. But I know if you accidentally like walk away for a moment and come back during the other Mario movie, you will completely think you're watching a different movie. There are it's like a Netflix series that's cut up into multiple episodes, just smushed together. So one moment you're watching him train with Princess Peach. The next thing you know, we're in the DK jungle.
Yeah.
20 seconds later, we're in carts, and nobody knows what the hell is going on.
It worked for what it was. It is a kids' movie at the end of the day. We have to remember these franchises are primarily made for children, and we are just kind of also
yeah, but
here.
this one's supposed to appeal to all ages.
Yeah,
so that means
enough,
a plot line that makes sense, right?
You would hope so. To partner with this, though, we get Galaxy 1 and 2 on the Switch, which is cool. It's coming 2nd of October,
yes.
so less than a month away.
No. More games that people are saying the Switch 2 is one of the like biggest gaming consoles in recent history with their gaming lineup, and you know, this is another example of how they just port another game over, because that's what all the Switch 2 games are ports, other than like what, 3? Or a Switch
cool.
or a Switch 2 edition of a game that already exists. No, this is cool, but like again, why not just give us Galaxy 3 for the Switch 2? And this isn't even a Switch 2 edition. This is a Switch version that is also playable on the Switch 2.
Yeah, that's true. It's
thankfully, because I was concerned. I thought I spent $500 for nothing. Like they had me worried.
What gets me is they sell individually for $40, right? Or you can buy both for $70. I'm assuming the physical you can only get both. I don't think they'll be selling them separately physically.
Probably not. The physical that we saw, the cover art was the 2 combo. We did not see the physical cover art $70 separate. There's 2 games.
Yeah, but it's 2 old games that they've added barely anything to. Oh, the only thing that they've said that they added is a few pages to the book. They've added some text, Staniel. They've added a TXT file.
Are you questioning why Nintendo games cost so much? Because you better be careful. All right, that is dangerous territory. You're on a list now. What's wild to me is this will not be the last time that I mention this, but we get something physical with this that's going to be available for purchase. You get the actual book of stories. Like you get the you can buy an actual, I know this is weird. Some people don't know what this is, but there's a thing, it's a book. It's paper, and you open it and you can read it. We used to get them inside games. We used to get a little booklet inside games.
I only have books with pictures. I don't know how to read it.
Yeah, I've got. Me too. Like those are picture books. But what's interesting is they are pushing, because another thing we'll talk about is games that are digitally releasing before they're physically releasing. They are pushing for people to buy things digitally. Why are they trying to sell us physical memorabilia for the game instead of digital memorabilia? Because we've gotten that before. We have gotten, you get a bonus thing in the game, or you get a virtual soundtrack or something like that. Why now are we switching it up and going to? I'm not complaining. I'm just curious.
I think the idea is they're not trying to avoid physical. They're trying to avoid paying more on cartridges specifically, because they're more expensive now on the Switch too, because they have to be faster. So
this book is being made at a loss. They're not going to mass produce this thing to sell to make money.
We don't know how much it's going to be.
They mainly keep making money because people are buying a new controller for $90 that has a C button. But other than that,
it also doesn't come with the game. Like if you're buying it separately, as well as a $70 2-pack of games that came out years ago.
If they do it like a Larmo and it's $100,
crazy.
I'm out. Like I would like to have this book. It would be really cool to have with the rest of the crap I own. But if it's $100, I'm out. Like I paid too much for this, and I love it. Sort of.
Well, the fear not, because we get amiibos as well. Except that's next year.
Yeah, we do.
In April.
Yes. What's interesting is we get amiibos for a 20-year-old game, but we get it another 6 months after this game releases.
Wild.
What are you doing, Nintendo?
And this is another example of game companies specifically avoiding April 1st as a date. You see this quite often, 2nd. And I find it funny.
Yeah, because we have more than one thing that comes out on April 2nd, don't we? Mm-hmm. And that's just weird.
They're all obviously done by April 1st, and most things would happily launch on the 1st of the month. But when it comes to April, they just don't.
These should have been done a while ago. These are amiibos for 20-year-old games.
Yeah, fair enough.
What happened? And you can't say, oh, well, we didn't have amiibo technology until the Switch 2 came out. No, we've had amiibo technology for years. These could have been. They could have just sold them just because they didn't have to sell them along with the launch of a game.
Yeah.
Then they come out 6 months later. It's just weird.
I think it's cool. I think it's too much. I think $70 is a bit much for ports. They're not even remasters. Games, they're just ports.
Another thing that irritates me is we're getting these ports that we're paying full price for. The expansion pack and NSO features were supposed to give people more, to give you a reason to pay for it. I'm noticing, and you'll notice the theme here going through, we get a lot less on NSO than what you would want.
Yeah.
I'm fairly certain that nothing throughout this entire Direct was NSO related.
Well, one thing. But it was
okay, there's one.
We'll laugh at that later.
There's one thing, but you gotta pay money for that too. So
yeah, the lack of why are they not just doing a Wii Virtual Console? Why are they? Why is this a thing?
You think the Switch 2 is powerful enough to emulate the Wii?
Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
It can barely run the GameCube.
But that's because Nintendo's emulators are bad. That's not because of the power of the console.
Well, that's because they shut down all the good ones.
There's research about this. People breaking apart Nintendo's emulators, and they're the worst on the market. They're the official versions, and they are the worst emulators that you can use.
Well, naturally. Why would they want to give you the best product?
Crazy. Why don't they just acquire Dolphin or something? I'm sure that's something they could do.
Because then they'd have to admit that they're not the best at it.
Yeah, they'd have to pay for something, God forbid.
Nintendo is not admitting anything like that. So, but more Mario news. We got Mario Tennis Fever, which releases in February of next year, the 12th to be exact. It's going to be $69, available for the Switch 2 only. It's got a free roam mode, an adventure mode with baby characters and stuff that turns it into a shooter game.
Kind of.
Which I'm okay with.
You play open world tennis against people.
I mean, so you're running around they had it to where it's a targeting system, and then you hit a tennis ball at them. That is essentially the mechanic of a gun. So I'm okay with that. It looks wild, wacky, and I'm down with trying it. But they did not market it the way they could have.
I love how they keep finding excuses to bring back the baby characters.
They do. Although there was a baby Waluigi, and I don't think we've ever had that.
It's true. I don't think we have.
And there's a baby Wario as well. I'm not sure on that one, but I don't think we've ever had. They didn't do a baby DK though. They had DK full grown standing there next to these children.
Crazy. Which
is not a good reference, by the way. So,
well, that's why Diddy isn't
what
there
are you doing,
anymore.
Nintendo?
But so obviously we had Partners in Time, which is where the baby characters come from, and that was a time travel adventure. And since then, they just keep de-aging them, so it's the same people. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not like you have to look too far into the lore of Mario Tennis Fever. I think we'll be alright.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Mario Tennis. It looks good for Mario Tennis. I don't think anyone really cares that much about Mario Tennis.
Not really.
It is what it is.
It's Mario Tennis Plus.
Especially for $70. And with the trend that we're on, they're going to release another game mode that should have been in the base game for $20. It's going to be $90 if you want everything. But, yeah. Speaking of Switch 2 editions, we have a Switch 2 edition, which is how they should be doing these things, right? They should have Switch 2 editions that aren't $20. They should be upgrades on NSO.
You don't know that. You don't know
That's
that.
again true. That's what it should be.
I tried to look this up. We have no pricing as of this moment for how much this is going to cost.
Crazy.
We have no for sure release date. So this could be a $20 upgrade, or it could be...
This company sucks, man.
Only Switch 2 edition, and maybe you can upgrade it. Who knows?
But it's for Mario Wonder.
You get new stuff.
You get it next spring,
I guess.
Or we get some new levels. There's a versus mode and some mini games.
The versus mode, if they do it better than they had the like ghost playing with a friend thing, if they do it better than that, then maybe this is worth checking out.
That's the thing, though. They were so adamantly against being able to interact with people online. This is gonna be like a local multiplayer thing.
Yeah. It'll be if it's a $9 upgrade, I'm cool with it. Anything more than that, you get yourself to wondering why I'm not purchasing it.
Yeah.
Because nah.
Let's be
I didn't like the original game.
A bit more okay.
Fight me in the comments.
Crazy take. Let's be a bit more positive now. All right, there's a new Yoshi game coming out. Oh. Yoshi games are a bit more geared towards children. They always have been, apart from the first one. But this looks really cool. It's like set in a book. It's like got weird stop motion looking graphics. It's really it's quite lovely, and it's the sort of thing you would give a child and also maybe play with them.
Yeah.
You know, comes out in spring next year. Good stuff. Happy to see.
It does come out in spring next year, which is also when the new movie comes out, and Yoshi was teased at the end of the old movie.
That is true.
Maybe there's a correlation there?
Maybe. Well, I mean, Yoshi's gonna be in the movie. It's Galaxy. He's quite a big part of Galaxy.
Well, you would have thought he would have been in the first movie with all the other characters that were there.
You got to save something.
It seemed like a pretty big deal to have him there, and then at the end, they're just like, "Oh, is that a Yoshi egg?"
But that is where we actually start the direct, because all of that was just for the Mario 40th anniversary thing.
Yeah, the 40th. That was which was 20 minutes, and they covered nothing actually new other than tennis and Yoshi. Everything else is just old stuff and a movie. So, if that's the kind of thing you're interested in, well, then you are a Nintendo fan.
I'm happy to see some of that. But then we move on to the actual direct. The first game we saw was Storm Lancers, which is like a 2.5D side-scrolling Metroidvania type thing. Cool stuff. It's available.
Which are big nowadays. That
they are. It's available later today, or probably now as you're watching this, because it's gonna take me a while to edit this again. And
it's the same price as SILKSONG, so
yeah,
maybe just buy SILKSONG.
There you go. Didn't come. Strange name.
I almost read that. Almost read that completely wrong.
Didn't feel good saying that. It's Animal Crossing, but without the animals.
Mm-hmm. This game is actually so it does not look like a good game.
Doesn't look great.
Any stretch of the imagination. Does not look great. It is, however, a game that I would like to see a lot more games practicing. It is available on November 2nd. It has a demo out today. So if you're watching this, the demo is out today. I'm not wrong. It's out. But
not necessarily.
It comes out
they
on
might
the
take
2nd
it down.
of November. Comes out November 2nd, 1999. But if you pre-order it,
Comes out in
you get a 10%
1999.
discount. At 19. Did I say in? I said at. Did I not?
You said neither. You just said November 2nd, 1999.
Whatever. It'll be available.
Yeah,
anyway,
man, it's been out.
$20. It's a $20 game. It's a $20 game, but if you pre-order it, you get a 10% discount, which is only $2. But if more companies practice this, that would be a great thing. I hope that this kind of is a thing that moves forward. It's getting a discount like that on a game for pre-ordering it. That's a reason to pre-order. Nowadays, we just pre-order because they say do it. They announce pre-order and people are like, I got to do it. Why? You're buying the game digitally.
It depends.
Where's it going to go?
It depends.
Depends on what?
Like, well,
I can see pre-ordering physical media if you're worried about it selling out or not being available. But digital media, it's going to be available.
Well,
just wait.
We'll talk about this later. But a certain game recently crashed all of the online stores with the amount of people trying to download it at once. If we could pre-order and pre-install,
pre-ordered it,
wouldn't have been an issue.
Well, we'll talk about that in a minute. Yeah, you're right.
Popcom.
We'll talk about that in a minute.
2 games in a row that sound
what?
like Come. Where it's a port coming in winter. It's a multiplayer puzzle game. So I forget the name of the game, but it's like that Tetris looking thing. Well, not Tetris, but like the colorful balls come down, and then you have a colorful ball, and you get to shoot the colorful ball at the other colorful balls, and it breaks the colorful balls, and you got to break all of the colorful balls. It's that, but it's like a 3D shooter co-op puzzle game. Split fiction for children.
Okay.
It looks alright.
That's fine.
I'm not mad that this exists. Yeah. Probably not going to pick it up.
It did release everywhere else in June. So if you've heard about this game, it's probably because you've already played it. So congratulations, I guess. I don't think we got a price either. That's weird.
No.
For a game that's already out. Tamagotchi Life, Living the Dream. That's gonna come out next year, 2026.
Spring 2026. There's a new Mii maker by the looks of things. That's always fun.
Which is great. We needed more. I needed more for me, you know.
It's good to see.
Needed more me time.
One of the Mii's farted in the trailer.
Yep.
That's how you know it's a good trailer.
That's Nintendo
little toot.
Getting with the times.
And you get to play. I don't care about Tamagotchi. I'm sorry, I know some people do, but okay.
Yeah, it's not as good as Tamagotchi, so you can get out of here.
I'm sure it's gonna make some people happy. We are not those people.
Probably. No.
Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. This is already coming out. We already knew pretty much everything about this, except that now it's coming to Switch.
It's the opposite end of a trend that I like to see. This is a game that is available October 30th digitally. Is available December 12th physically.
Wild.
Now,
wild shit.
That's not a huge issue because these are old-ass games that if you're wanting to buy this, you've probably already played anyways. But I don't like the precedent that this could set of let's release the game digitally and then physically later, because then that puts the people who buy physical games at a disadvantage of having to see everybody else play it because you can't go anywhere without... Like, I log into Discord and see something about a game. You could log into your bank account and there's some spoiler for a game there. Like, there are spoilers everywhere, and if you're not able to buy the game when it releases, you're going to get something spoiled. My guys, again, does not matter for this old-ass games.
It's not a great precedent. I mean, SILKSONG also did that We don't have a physical for SilkSong. However,
SilkSong
SilkSong is $20.
It's an indie development team, and it's only $20. I completely forgive them.
This is at cheapest $50. The deluxe edition is $70, and the Switch 2 edition is $80. Why? What's changing on the Switch 2 edition to make it an extra $10?
So this game is available, all right, for PS5 and Switch 1. It's the deluxe edition is available PS5 and Switch 1 at $70, and then it is $80 for Switch 2. Now,
why?
if for some reason you were to tell me that this was an $80 PS5 game, which we haven't had, by the way, good job PlayStation. But if you were to tell me this was an $80 PS5 game, and then it was also an $80 Switch 2 game, and it was a $70 Switch 1 game, I get it. Fine, whatever. That lines up, makes sense. I don't like it, but it makes sense. But to tell me that a PS5 version and a Switch 1 version are worth the same amount of money, you have lost your mind if you think then the Switch 2 version is worth more.
Crazy.
For what? Because we're going to talk about this.
This is
in a minute,
probably the
cartridges.
cartridges.
In a minute. But we watched a trailer of a Switch 2 edition game, and then we watched a trailer of a PS5 edition of that game, and I can tell you it's wildly different.
It's probably the cartridges.
I don't care about the cartridges. Make it a key card. You apparently want to do that. Do that. I'm paying you $10
more.
Probably
the PlayStation 5 discs are probably much cheaper because you can get. I mean, this is Mortal Kombat Legacy we're talking about. I doubt this game is more than like 16 gigs, if that.
More than likely, it's going to be the Switch 1 game on the cartridge with the upgrade digitally.
Yeah, but if they're using a Switch 2 card, then they need to use the 64 one, which is way too much, and why it's probably $10 more.
I mean, the difference is they're just going to be red.
Yeah, exactly. It's stupid. It's ridiculous. But that's probably why.
Adding $10 on there that's ridiculous.
Because it's a bigger card with lots of empty space on it. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what I need is things with empty space.
Speaking of which, no.
Wow, that is a transition.
Another Final Fantasy VII remake integrate. How many of these are there?
Enough.
How does anybody start with Final Fantasy these days? Where do you begin? I don't know.
Given by how we've been shown lately, if it's got a 7 in the title, you start there somehow.
So remake integrates coming to Switch 2, I assume
at this point. Yes.
January 22nd for $40.
I believe it's available for Switch 1. I think it's just Switch 2, and it is $40, which is
they figured out they can't just keep selling it forever.
Well, that's worked so far. They've sold
true.
the hell out of this game. People keep buying it. They're gonna buy this one. If it comes out again, they're gonna buy that one too. So apparently nothing new though that we know of. It's just the game on Switch 2.
Yeah. Which is fine.
Enjoy that.
Linked is a farming sim with also like a top-down battle thing.
Yeah. It kind of looks like a weird cross of like a roguelike with some kind of action RPG that's just farm sim on. It's weird.
It's $25.
It doesn't look good
as
either.
$10 DLC, but it's a Switch 2 free upgrade.
Okay, this is where this problem starts. The game is $24.99. We just got a trailer about it. Told it released the day we got the trailer about it, and there is a DLC available on day one. That is not a DLC. That is part of the game that you have sectioned off and are charging more for.
Yeah, and we're
That's
seeing
not what DLC is.
A lot of that today.
DLC is supposed to be like, I have played this game to the point where I'm done with it. I need more. And then you go, hey, you want more? Here's more. Pay me. And I go, that sounds like a bargain. If you take the game, break it in half, and then sell me part of it, and it's like, oh, by the way, you want to finish it? You got to pay again. You! What?
Yeah.
Switch to upgrade is free. Woo. Yeah, I'm done ranting on that one.
Usually DLCs are worth it. Except you, Injustice 2. Fuck you. I'm dying on that hill. I'm still mad about that.
Well,
but anyway.
Well, I mean, also this is a $24.99 game that has $10 DLC.
Yeah, you got to think about it.
Like
percentages.
A $50 game with $10 DLC.
That's like 40%.
Okay. But
crazy.
Half the price. Yeah, that is a wild figure. Not the worst example though. We'll get there. We will get there. It's like, we'll hold on to your seats.
Hold on to thy bat socks, people. But until then, we have Hades 2. We already knew about Hades 2
for years at this point.
Yeah, it's been in, what is it, early access or is it a demo? It's early access, right?
Early access. I feel like that was last year when it was a bit. It might have just been earlier this year, but I feel like this has been around forever. I'm waiting for Hades 3 at this point.
But we got a cinematic trailer. The cinematic trailer was nice, but again,
it was. I would watch a full, like if they made a show. I would watch a full show in that style. It was gorgeous.
It was nice, but again, I'm not a huge fan of cinematic trailers. So luckily, we did get some gameplay, although I don't believe it was any new gameplay. It was just some gameplay.
It was gameplay that people played during the beta or open
Probably
access, early, whatever.
Then once again, the digital version is releasing September 25th, and the physical edition is releasing nearly 2 months later on November 20th.
Yeah.
For $29.99.
Which is not a bad price. $29.99
that's
is
fine,
not a bad price for a new game.
Just release the physical.
Another thing that I'll give credit to, we're gonna keep mentioning SILKSONG because it's the biggest game ever. Deal with it. SILKSONG did release 1999, and it did not release. It also released like 2 weeks after it was announced officially.
True.
It did not release with the intent of it coming to physical and us having a date. It was just like, there will be a physical, hopefully later. This whole, hey, we haven't released the game yet. We're gonna give you the date the digital releases and then the date the physical release. That's no. I don't care for it. SILKSONG may not even get a physical release, and that's fine if it doesn't. I'd prefer it, but it's fine if it doesn't. It's still only a $20 game, and it's a big deal. If this didn't get a physical, I wouldn't be mad at it. And I definitely wouldn't be upset about the fact that it gets a physical 2 months after it gets the digital, when the digital has been in early access for a year. Technically, it should have just dropped today. Just drop it today, drop the physical in November.
Yeah.
I don't like it. The promising news, though. We got some Kirby Air Riders information.
Amiibo.
The most important thing being... No. We'll talk about that secondary. The most important thing is we get a second direct of the Air Riders game. A second. Have you lost your mind?
I don't know what else they could possibly say.
We need two direct. I mean, it's a game that you use 2 buttons to play the entire game. We watched him play it for like an hour already.
Bro played the game
watch? He's
for
gonna finish the
45
game?
minutes. He's just doing a let's play. We're gonna see the rest of it.
Yeah. So we get that. That's gonna be a big deal. The game also comes out November 20th. So we're like almost 2 months away. We're still getting another direct of it. Well, my guy, like, people are going to either buy this game or get sick of looking at it. I haven't decided yet. I'm kidding. I'm buying it, but I may get sick of looking at it before I buy it. Now, to the secondary part, we have amiibos. The only reason why I say it's a
Amiibo.
secondary part is because they were too scared to show Meta Knight. That's why. That's what my problem is. They showed Kirby and what was that other one's name?
Waddle Dee, Waddle Doo.
Whatever
You
that
know,
one
the
is.
orange fella with
But
the big eye.
Yeah, that one. So you get an amiibo of the character riding on their
Machine.
machine. Yeah, I was thinking. I was like cart glider. No, machine because it's so much different. You get them riding on their machine, but you can also take them off. They are removable, and you can swap them with other machine riders.
The
So
amiibos
what I want,
come apart.
yeah, it's a two-part amiibo. You're lucky that they're not selling them separately.
Yeah.
Yet.
And that's probably only because Sakurai's involved. But
Yeah. So
it is
you can
cool,
mix and match them, which is very interesting, very cool.
it's not
I
super
am
interesting
curious to know.
now because there's only 2 of them. So there's a whopping 4
Yeah.
combinations. But as they add
Yeah.
more, obviously.
It'll be neat. It'll be cool to see. I don't know if they're gonna if you putting they also it is just essentially Smash the way these amiibos work. You train a character in racing it like you would with Smash, which was a problem with me for Smash because like I bought the oh I actually have them on display now. I bought the Sora amiibo, not understanding because I'm not a Smash person. I don't play that game, but or at least not since GameCube. And when I got the newer game and got the amiibo, I was like, oh, that means since I paid $24.99 for this fucking amiibo, that I get this character in the game. No, it's not what that means. You could then digitally buy the character separately. That's just for display. What that's for.
Crazy.
So yay me. So I don't know if Kirby's gonna come out with more characters later that you can unlock with amiibo to not play with. I hope not. But we'll see.
I doubt it.
Maybe.
We got Hyrule Warriors, BAYBEE.
Yes. Huge news. Great news. So much great things. We were worried that this was getting delayed to next year because they changed it from winter this year to this winter.
He was worried.
I was worried.
Because it's on his Fantasy Critic.
It is on my Fantasy Critic, and I'm struggling right now because Lost Soul Aside apparently sucked. Like a terrible game. But it is releasing November 6th on the Switch 2 for $69.99 with a 2-player split screen, which I am very excited about.
That also works on
this guy
Game Share.
might play.
Maybe.
Yeah.
We'll see.
So I'll buy the game and we'll get to play it.
I don't know if that's how it works, though.
This game. Is that not?
Game Share is normally locally, because we were talking about doing this with Bonanza, and then we figured out it didn't work.
Oh, yeah, right. And it was that local shit. And we are not local.
I'm fairly local.
My hand just comes out on your screen.
The wrong way. The camera's backwards for me when I look at it.
Fix it in post. Fix it in post.
I'll just flip it for that one. Anyway.
There's so much work.
We got Zonai devices, Zone A devices. Cool weapons that do stuff. Sync strikes, which is you team up with someone else on your team. You do a combo move, and it's sick. I don't know. It's coming out
on the AOE damage.
That there is. Switch 2 comes out November 6th is the new date we got. That's cool. Which leaves. Do we have a game for December. We do now, don't we? Yeah. Ignore me. And it's $70.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Fair. Fine. Nice.
Dragon Quest 7 Reimagined comes out February 5th.
Another 7.
Looks.
Another 7. Yep.
Looks interesting.
Don't lie. It looks whack. And that's putting it nicely. This game is concerning. Like, it looks like a children's game that if you give to a child, they're gonna have nightmares about for years.
Did you guys have the original Fireman Sam, the like stop motion one with the puppets? Do you have Fireman Sam at all, or am I? Never mind.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'll put it on screen. You'll see what I mean.
Okay. Right. No clue.
You guys don't have Fireman Sam?
No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Let me find out.
Anyways, the Dragon Quest 7 Reimagined is gonna be $60. It's more Dragon Quest. It comes out February 5th, and it looks absolutely just questionable. No, we do not have that, sir.
You see what I mean, though?
Yeah. But
there's a British tidbit for you. There's no more
to talk about.
No, it looks crap.
There's no more to talk about with Dragon Quest. It is what it is. To get on to the big news, to the moneymaker, and by moneymaker I mean what's going to make me spend money. We have NSO expansion news, and that is the Virtual Boy.
Fuck your Wii.
No one.
Fuck your 3DS.
No one saw this coming. They're like, out of all the predictions anybody could have done of what system we're getting next, Virtual Boy was on no one's bingo card.
Can I just say?
And yet, it exists.
When I first started watching this, I was like, okay, so the Virtual Boy was a flop, right? It was hardware that didn't sell. This is them surely bringing it to a software level with some sort of 3D effect so that you could just play it on the Switch. And that makes sense. No, they're selling the hardware again! They're just doing it again!
This is the label. What's interesting is, while watching this, because it is the Virtual Boy, you have the actual Virtual. If you know what a Virtual Boy looks like, if not, I guess there's one on screen probably. This guy's pretty good at his job. There's a Virtual Boy. You crack it open, you slide the Switch 2 in, which makes me wonder, does it work with the Switch 1? But you slide the Switch 2 in,
probably,
and then you stare into it like the Labo kit. And I made this, we were watching it live, and I made the reference that this is like the Labo kit, just for them to then announce there's also a cardboard version. So you don't even have to buy the whole thing. You could just buy the cardboard version.
What are we doing?
Like, did that sell well for Nintendo? Was that what they were looking at from the Switch's life and was like, this did really well, let's do this again? What are they on about?
Crazy, man. Crazy.
You chose like two of your worst selling things, Labo and Virtual Boy, and you put them together. Why? I'm still buying it, but why? I gotta have it, man.
You really
don't. Great to be on display. I do. I'm gonna use it to play Fortnite.
Please do.
I'll play Fortnite in mouse mode with my Virtual Boy. What's up? I will gritty all over Blitz.
Then we got Fatal Frame 2 Crimson Butterfly remake. I don't know what this is, but it's a remake of a game that apparently already exists, and it comes out early next year. So enjoy that, fans of Fatal Frame 2 Crimson Butterfly. I hope both of you have a great time. Nintendo Switch 2 editions for some games are coming out. We got One Piece game. I forgot what it was called. I couldn't be bothered to scrub back in the video, so I've just written down One Piece game.
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Overcooked 2. Those two don't make much sense to me. The two that do make sense to me are Stardew Valley, because it brings in mouse controls, which works quite well with Stardew Valley. There's also split screen and game share.
That's huge.
That's
to be able
that's
to,
good.
Because I'm pretty sure that no other console has split screen Stardew Valley.
I don't
Could be wrong
actually.
here.
I'm not a big Stardew Valley guy.
I don't think any other game, any other console has split screen. So Switch being able to do that, so you can play along with other people, that's great. That's big for them. It's a bit late, in my opinion, for this game, but you know they needed.
I mean,
the
they
Switch
had
2
that
to be able to do this.
massive expansion just like last year, wasn't it? It's still going strong.
Yeah.
Fair play to them.
That's true.
And then Human Fall Flat is also getting mouse controls. Okay.
Because you know you need that.
That you do. Then coming to the Switch 2 is Power Wash Simulator 2. We already knew about this game. We already knew pretty much everything that they showed, other than the fact that it's going to be 4 players, I believe, locally is the big deal, because the last game was already up to like 6 online.
2 to 6 online, yes. And then this is potentially 4 locally, whereas the other one was not.
Yeah, so you can game share this one.
Did not say split screen, but maybe.
I don't know. I feel like you need the 2 Joy-Cons.
Do you?
I mean, I guess technically not, but like,
especially mouse mode. Like, I mean, you could, or just wand mode. I
don't know.
Actually, I have pretty cool. Power Wash Simulator.
I still need to rebuy the first one. I have it on PlayStation because it was one of those, PlayStation Plus free games.
No, I played it on Game Pass for free. That's how I played it.
So I got it for free with that. But you don't get any of the DLCs with that, and the DLCs are the interesting bit because there's like SpongeBob, Shrek,
they are.
Wallace and Gromit.
Yeah.
So I might buy it again on PC just to do that. We might do an episode just doing that.
Come with the second one. We might.
Just not even mention it, and it's just us playing Power Simulator. Why not?
We need to clean this act up.
It's coming out autumn of next year. No, this year. This year.
Autumn of this year.
Is it not already autumn? I guess not quite.
Next year? No. Is it? Well,
September. I don't know.
Who
cares? Suika game. Yes. Nobody cares, man. There's a sequel to Suika game. Okay.
It's multiplayer.
Suika game Planet. They've done fucking Super Mario Galaxy on Suika game.
Mario Kart World.
Insane. Multiplayer locally with game share comes out in winter. Cool.
Yep.
Now we get to some cool stuff.
I'll let you.
Now we get to some cool stuff. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. BAYBEE. December 4th. It's coming out this year. I expected it to be earlier this year, but after the Kirby stuff, it now makes sense. Kind of. But that's fine. December 4th. There is also a motorbike. There's a motorbike ability. And one of the attacks is the Akira slide. Chef's kiss. No notes. Eating it up. Top note.
Yes.
All 9,000 taste buds.
There was...
Eating this shit.
I did have a bit of an issue.
Go on.
On the motorbike, the game looked pretty rough. Now, I don't know if that was Switch 1 version, because there is a Switch 1 version and a Switch 2 version. But on the motorbike, the game itself looked kind of rough. Now, the moment you got off and got into first person, that looked good.
It might have been
that
a different render, to be
crisp,
fair.
Clean and everything. But
we'll have to see.
It is $59 for the Switch, and of course the $10 upgrade price to Switch 2, which is $69.
Which is honestly probably worth it for this game, because I can't imagine it runs brilliantly on the Switch 1.
Until we get some DLC announced, that's another $20.
Speaking of which,
Speaking of $20 DLC,
Donkey Kong Bonanza got a $20 DLC. This is insane. Starting off, Bonanza has reportedly been done for quite some time, which would make sense given the fact that this DLC is already done. Donkey Kong Bonanza just came out. The DLC is already out, comes out today. It's $20, and it is a roguelike time trial mode that they're adding. It is not at all $20 worth of content. So everyone who's been praising Donkey Kong Bonanza, including us, for being the cheaper game compared to Mario Kart,
game.
Out the window.
Because now it's a $90 game.
If you want everything.
Yep.
You get, there's a new map. There's a new part of the game. You can go on DK Island.
Yeah.
Cool.
Which kind of seems like a big
I don't
deal.
think there's any story missions there, though. It's just another place to do the Emerald Rush. As far as I could tell. I could be wrong, but...
So it's like the Emerald Rush, like a home base or whatever, but then you can also Emerald
and then you
Rush
can also do it
all the other previous story essentially that you've done. From what it sounded like though, it sounds like you have to beat the game to be able to access it.
I don't know, because it said if you beat the game, Void Kong will be there. So you could probably do it before.
So then what do you do if Void Kong's not there?
Just do the thing
he
without the
gives
ranking.
you the ability to do the Emerald stuff.
No, you can still do it. I think you don't get the ranking or the extra stuff. It's then just a time trial that you're doing, which it's a bit crap. I don't know. They're also dropping a free demo of the main game, which everyone's seen it.
Which is surprising, honestly. I mean, to have a first party game, because they're not gonna drop a demo of Mario Kart World.
True. But yeah, this rubbed me the wrong way. I'm not a fan of this.
I'm not either, and I can't say that honestly, this game, I know everybody loves this game. Every now and then, I'll pop it in the Switch, load it up, smash a bunch of shit, and then turn it off. It's just that's what it does.
I think it would be
a little bit of a brain tickle.
Slightly more my thing, because I do like 3D platformer collectathons. But you're not particularly known for liking that kind of stuff anyway. You know, we tried to get you to play Spyro once, and
I played it.
Technically,
I fell asleep. We were talking about Power Wash Simulator earlier, and I said that I almost fell asleep. Spyro is the only game that I have actively fell asleep during while streaming.
Which is crazy to me, because I really like Spyro.
I was like 19 hours in to that stream.
Wow.
And Hedge, hi Hedge, if you're watching.
Hi Hedge.
Hedge just messaged me and was like, "Hey, do you need to stop? Because I think you fell asleep." And I was like, "Oh no, I fully fell asleep. I was gone." She was like, "You were still playing the game." I was like, "Yeah, I'm a gamer." All right, just because I'm asleep doesn't mean I stopped playing the game. So I went back and watched, and there was like a full minute to a minute and a half where I'm asleep, and Spyro's still running around. I don't even know.
Crazy. But yeah, don't love that. Pokemon. We got some Pokemon news next. There is a new Pokemon game called Pokopia.
Pokopia. Yes.
Comes out next year. The premise of this game is it's Minecraft, but you play it in third person with a Ditto that turned into a human, which actually breaks one of Pokemon's rules.
Does it?
Yeah, I forget exactly how it was worded. If you search human Ditto rule 34, I think it will come up. Trust me. But anyway, yeah, this is you get different abilities from talking to different Pokemon, and it's Minecraft, but with which is quite ironic considering Nintendo just filed a patent and won a patent for the Pokemon making a summoned monster fight another summoned monster, which is so unbelievably vague. And then they're just straight up making Minecraft.
Yeah, that's what Pokemon does. And not even the worst thing that they did. You want to talk about the worst thing that they did? All right.
Here we go.
I would like everybody's attention for this because I'm going to go on about this. Legends ZA. We got new gameplay footage. And by new, I mean the same gameplay footage that we've already seen, but then they added all the like mega evolutions in it. So we got to see all of those. Great. Woohoo. Game comes out in a little over a month now. Oh boy. Okay. This game releases October 16th. It is a full-priced $69 game for the Switch 2. It is available for pre-order now, and it has a DLC that is also available for pre-order that releases the same day, except it doesn't.
Half of it does.
Not only that, it is a $29 DLC,
right?
Which means the $69 game plus the $29 game makes it an $100 Pokemon game. So the most expensive game. Now you may be saying, well, that doesn't count. It's DLC. You wouldn't count that as the game.
It releases the same day. Well,
you can pre-order it to come out with the game. But the problem is, the two things that you're getting with this DLC are some clothing for X and Y, and then you get the new Mega for Raichu of X and Y, and then additional story content, which is scheduled to release February 28th.
Which they don't say in the Direct, by the way. You only find that by looking at the page.
I read the description of the DLC because I do research.
Occasionally.
Yes, occasionally. But in case you're wondering like what I'm so upset about, I'll read the dates again. October 16th is the day you can purchase the game. You can pre-purchase it now, and you can pre-purchase the DLC now. And then it comes out October 16th. And then you can actually play the DLC February 28th.
That's over 4 months.
Someone has lost their mind if they think I'm going to spend $30 today for something that comes out a month from now that I can't play until 5 months from now, 6 months from now. What?
But fear not, because
why?
if you do purchase it early, you get a luxurious Pokeball set in the game.
Does it tell you what that is?
No.
No. It could literally just be a Pokeball.
You just get a luxury ball in the game.
You get a luxury ball, that's it.
We don't know.
In the game, no idea. I do know that is I do not like this. Because one of my things that I said was that Pokemon could have made a Legends Z and a Legends A, and we would have had 2 Pokemon games, right?
Right.
That's about what this would have cost, is $100 to buy both games. But instead, now you're only getting one game and the DLC of that one game that you can't play yet for $100.
We don't even know what the DLC is, really. Like, we know that Raichu is involved. No. We know that there is additional story content. At what point did it become okay for additional story content with no other explanation to be for purchase?
Well, to be fair, they basically announced this and sold it already without telling you that it doesn't come out until February unless you read.
Yeah, because you get part of it on October 16th.
Yeah.
It's the small bit.
They were not. This is...
Also, the fact that Raichu's Mega is DLC at all, why is that not just in the game? This is a game about Mega Evolution. The whole premise of the game is about various kinds of Mega Evolution.
Also,
and Raichu's Mega Evolution isn't in the base game.
The whole X and Y Mega Evolutions. Why? Like, you do it for some Pokemon, not for others, yada yada. This game is called Z and A. You're doing X and Y.
Crazy.
What?
It's we know why. It's purely to make more merchandise.
Yeah,
but,
it is.
Like,
they want to make more money. That's why they chose Charizard to do it with originally,
exactly.
because he was the most popular Pokemon, second to Pikachu. So, but they couldn't do a Mega Evolution of Pikachu because he evolves. So they did his evolution. They evolved his evolution. It's sickening.
I hate this company.
Nintendo and Pokemon. I wanted to play because I did recently get Sword and Violet. And I wanted to play those games in preparation to play this game. Now I don't want to buy this game. To be honest, I was not 100% on buying this game already. I was very much leaning towards getting it anyways, though, because it was a Pokemon experience that is new. Now, I am leaning a lot further away from buying this game than I am towards it.
Yeah.
I do not care for this. And knowing that there is additional things that are actually part of the game, not secondary stuff, but things that are actually part of the game that I can't have unless I pay more for, I don't. Nope. You lost me, Pokemon. You actually lost me a long time ago, but now you've lost my money. I still bought your crap. Even though I didn't want it, I still bought your crap. This, I draw the line here.
Hopefully more people do the same and they turn their shit around.
I hope. You got to teach them a lesson. Like, until they see it in the numbers, they're going to keep pushing this crap out. I hope nobody buys that DLC, but people are going to do it anyways. They're not going to read. They're not going to know that they don't get it till February. People, in about a month or so, people are going to be upset about this because they didn't know.
Yep.
It'll be a great time a month from now. But it'll be too late because I already have bought it.
We warned
you.
you.
Refunding that.
We warned. Heed our warning.
We tried.
But anyway. Danganronpa.
The tone shift.
Danganronpa 2x2 is a remaster of Danganronpa 2 coming to the Switch 2, but with additional story content. 2026.
Yes.
Cool.
Yep.
Not much information about it though. We don't know a price. We don't know a proper release date. We don't know what the additional story is.
Nothing.
Get hyped, but we don't know what for yet. So just do it anyway.
Yep.
Speaking of which, Dynasty Warriors Origins gets more paid
Dynasty
DLC.
Warriors, yes.
Shut up. Gets more paid DLC. January 22nd.
Yeah, because that's what we just need more paid DLC. Apparently, that's all the Switch 2 can offer is more paid DLC and ports.
I don't mind the concept of paid DLC. Most DLC is paid for a reason, because it's extra stuff that has taken developers extra time. But lately, they've been taking things out of games to call it DLC and then just sell it later.
That is a problem. When you don't finish the game and then you announce that as DLC, that is not the point. That is not the purpose. The point, see, you could play Breath of the Wild and you could enjoy the entire game and then buy the DLC. These are games that are, you want to play the whole game? Pay us for the game and pay us for the other part of the game.
Yeah, and it's on release day as well. Like, there's no world in which you ever play it without or ever don't pay for it. So it's just like, yeah, we're saying that this is a $60 game because technically you can play most of it for $60. Like, shut up. I hate this industry is going to shit, man.
It absolutely is. And we are just along for the ride. all we're doing.
Speaking of writing,
Spending our money.
Monster Hunter Stories 3, Twisted Reflection. This game isn't about monsters. This game is about monsties.
Monsties.
Of which you can ride like a Pokemon. Sue him! Take him down!
Yeah. Pokemon's watching, Monster Hunter. You better be careful because you can't ride creatures that fly. You can't do that. That Pokemon did that first.
Do they summon? They summon the monsters.
Else.
Do the monsties. Do the monsties fight? Because if the monsties fight after being summoned, they're now apparently breaching a Pokemon pattern.
That I don't know. We'll have to wait and see more.
Right. I hate when fundamental game mechanics get patented, like the Nemesis system got patented, and then the studio that did it got shut down. It just doesn't exist anymore because like the only people that are allowed to use it don't exist anymore. And that's how stuff like this happens, because when people are doing things like this.
It's so what my problem is Pokemon, Nintendo, yada yada. They're not hurting from this. There was no game that released same time as Power World that dissuaded people from buying it to buy Power World. There was nothing there. You weren't releasing anything at the time. The fact that Power World came out had no monetary factor towards you at all. Now, if it was releasing same day as one of your releases and it was to be a clone of something of yours, I could see you being upset because it might divide the market a bit. It had nothing to do with you. Yes, they used some stuff that you do. So what? You ever seen a movie? They all use shit other movies used that were great.
See, Power World deserved to be sued, right?
But they got sued for the wrong reasons.
Not because they used summoned monsters. Like, shut up. They deserve to be sued because half of the pals look like Pokemon. Like,
yeah, the text now the one that's a sheep where it's like, oh, I didn't realize Pokemon invented a sheep. Like,
that's fair, but like
that's a bit wild. But like there was a wolf one where like the textures are pretty much 1-to-1. That is 100%. Like, and the way to fix that, they take it out of the game.
Yeah,
that's it.
There's one that straight up looks like Ryulu. Like, that's not based on anything. That's just vaguely Egyptian.
Oh yeah, that one.
But
that one. Yeah.
It looks like Ryulu. Like, it's exactly the same.
Yeah.
That's what they should be getting sued for, not the fact that they fought with summoned monsters. That's so vague. I hate that.
Yeah. Because, I mean, technically, Digimon is...
Yeah, exactly. Digimon also does
right?
that. Is Digimon now retroactively...
Digimon did it first.
Yeah.
Digimon came before Pokemon.
Is Digimon now retroactively
but they're not being a
patterns?
dick about it.
I hate this industry.
Yeah.
There was a sizzle reel. Bugger all in the sizzle reel.
Yeah, nothing worth
nothing
about.
that we didn't already know or care about. Resident Evil Requiem, we got a trailer that was recorded presumably on the Switch 2 because it looked like crap.
We know it was the Switch 2. We watched the Switch 2 and then we watched the PS5 version of the same trailer. You can tell this was a Switch 2 trailer and it is rough. Now, to be fair, some of the issues are across both because it did look rough on the Switch 2, but the mocap it's not good on either version.
Yeah, some of it is just the game, terrible. But generally speaking, most of it was...
The game looks shit, but it looks a lot more shit on the Switch. So
that's coming to Switch 2 on February the 27th, along with Resident Evil 7 and Resident Evil Village coming out the same day.
Which is wild.
Yeah, why would you do that?
You are going to be able to buy 7, 8, and 9 on the same day for the Switch. Don't know why you would, but you can.
Weird. Then the final reveal was for Fire Emblem. It's more Fire Emblem. There's isometric fights. There's like a roamy aesthetic. Cool powers, cool characters, comes out next year, but no.
Yep.
I've not met a
Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave.
Yes, apologies. I have not met a single person who gives a flying rat's ass about Fire Emblem.
No.
Outside of Three Houses, which is the one that wasn't like a Fire Emblem game.
Yeah, that's true. I think I have that one actually. That might be the one Fire Emblem game I. Yeah, it's fine. You know, you hear people talk about that they're excited for it, but you never hear anybody like go into why, or anybody actually say that they play these games. So it's something. Somebody plays them because they keep making them. I think that's how games work. I'm not sure. What we did not get in this direct, we got no Mario Kart World updates of any kind. Like I said, NSO was lacking, and they didn't mention SILKSONG. I don't know what that was about. We're just never gonna mention SILKSONG.
SILKSONG news, baby, for the final time, probably until they start doing DLCs.
Maybe. Yeah, or a third game.
Or a third. Well, then it wouldn't be SILKSONG news, would it? It would be Quirrell news, because the third game is about Quirrell, right? Team Cherry? Yeah? We doing that?
Hollower Nighter's Silkest of Songs. I already named it.
Before we get into that, I do just want to say the fact that Mario Kart didn't get anything is insane, because they pushed out updates that made it actively worse. And then everyone assumed that Donkey Kong and Pauline's lack of costumes were because of Bonanza coming out. And then after that comes out, they were going to get costumes for that. But no.
Well, not only that, but it is also Mario's 40th.
Exactly. Like
God,
this is the perfect
This
time.
Is your Mario Kart game.
Crazy. But
This is your Mario game. Like, you don't have anything else. Why? What the hell?
But yeah.
Because you could have said available today, and that would have been a big deal. Or available on the 40th anniversary, because that's what, like tomorrow or something? When's the actual day?
Today, I think.
Is it?
Or maybe tomorrow. I don't know. Who cares?
I don't know. Whenever it was, you could have released them then, and it would have been something, to celebrate it. But instead, we got nothing.
Well, we can talk about SILKSONG news, baby. Saying it again for the sake of the clip. Okay, so last week we.
Now he's gonna cut that out.
Last week we didn't talk about SILKSONG, despite SILKSONG being released that day, because I wanted to have a chance to actually sit with the game, play the game, and I'm glad I did, because this game is a lot bigger than anybody had any right to assume it was. This game is huge. Okay, so
big deal.
How do I... Okay. I have only played the first act so far. I haven't quite finished the first act, but I've played a majority of the first act. If you are past the first act, you are fine. If you have not played SILKSONG yet and plan to, there will be a timestamp here on Batman's chest. Skip to that, and we'll talk about some other stuff. But yes, for spoilers, get into that now. So, SILKSONG starts off, and I saw this meme that I think perfectly encapsulates this game. There was a meme that said just simply two pictures. The first one was labeled the tutorial for Hollow Knight, and it is a picture of the beginning of Hollow Knight where it teaches you how to jump. And then it says the tutorial for SILKSONG, and then it is just a picture of the cover art of Hollow Knight, which I think is quite apt, to be honest. SILKSONG is maybe not more difficult than Hollow Knight. It is difficult in a different way, and it is more punishing than Hollow Knight. Okay, so the healing works different in SILKSONG, completely differently. The entire kit is very different, right? This is...
Even though it's so much the same, there's so much that's different.
Yeah, it's so much the same
it's a good blend.
That it's enough to trigger your muscle memory for anyone who has recently played Hollow Knight. Hello.
That's why I'm glad I haven't played Hollow Knight.
Just very recently finished a 106% run of Hollow Knight. Didn't do God Home. Fuck you. The pogo is different. The healing is different. Everything is ever so slightly different to trigger muscle memory, so that you get it wrong. I'm now at a point where my muscle memory has kind of started to adapt, which is it's going, but I'm getting used to it. That being said, I do not.
Until you try to play Hollow Knight again.
Yeah, genuinely. That's why I'm never going to beat God Home, because if I ever go back now, I'm not doing Pure Vessel. It's not happening. But yeah. That being said, I don't think it's a bad thing that these things are so drastically different. I think it fits the gameplay style of this. I started off not liking the new healing. I didn't like the fact that it was all or nothing, right? You have to build up the same amount of silk as you did have to build up soul in the first game to do 3 full masks, and you have to let off all 3 at once. But it is quicker than doing 3 heals in the first Hollow Knight. I didn't like this originally because I like to play a middle ground.
Live dangerously and just do 1 at a time.
Not dangerously. I like to
be able to have a little bit saved that way, just in case you need one.
Yeah, that sort of thing.
Like, you want 3, you better get 3.
Yeah, or if you want to heal and use a spell, not happening. You got to use the whole thing to heal. Until you get further in the game and expand the bar, but you didn't have to do that in Hollow Knight, you know. But yeah, I started off not liking that, and then I saw a post from one of the devs that was talking about why they did it that way, and they did it that way because of how much quicker the pacing is in this game for combat specifically. There's a lot less tankiness than there was with the knight. It's a lot more about evading, it's a lot more about parrying, and healing is sort of an all or nothing.
Basically, they just said be better.
Kind of. The healing,
just get good.
Yeah, basically. The healing is an all or nothing quick thing that you're supposed to do in between attacks on bosses, and in between attacks on regular enemies. And this was done so that you spend a majority of the game at either full health or barely any health. There is very little room for, you know, doing so. And they said this specifically. The developers said that that was intentional, and that's what they wanted. And since I read that, I've thought about it, and if you look at the boss design, it does work. Like, the bosses are quicker. The bosses don't stop for as long. Like, they do have little in-between phases where they fall over. You can have a chance to heal. In Hollow Knight, that was there specifically so that you could heal, and it was much longer because the healing took longer. In this, the healing is now part of the fight. You do it in between attacks. You can do it in the air, which is a big thing. You can do it after pogoing off something, which is a big thing. It's now... It's not a rhythm game, obviously, but it's a rhythm-based system. You do it in between attacks, you do it at specific times, you can heal at specific time once you learn enough about a boss to be able to do that. Like, I was fighting Morwing yesterday when it does the dive attack. You saw that fly I was fighting, the flea, well, whatever the hell it is. As it does the dive attack, you can pogo off and you can heal during that. That's not really a thing in Hollow Knight. There are very few bosses where you can heal whilst it's attacking.
Run and hide in a corner.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what you have to do. The only ones you can really do is when they do, like, area of effects, and you get lucky to happen to not be in that area. There's no strategy to it, it's pure luck. Whereas in SILKSONG, it is a lot more strategy-based, and it's timing-based, and based on how much damage you're taking, depends on how many spells you can use. But also, spells aren't as big of a thing anymore. Hollow Knight, that was the ranged attack, was spells. Now in SILKSONG, you have the tool system, which is completely different. You don't need to use silk for it at all. You use the tool shards, you replenish them at a bench, you have so many on you. It's a very different... The whole game has a lot of very different systems in it, which aren't bad, they're just different. And a lot of people aren't really seeing that. I'm seeing a lot of people coming straight off the tails of Hollow Knight and being like, this isn't exactly the same. And, you know, it's not.
That's not what you want.
Exactly.
If you want that, play Hollow Knight again.
Exactly. Like, there's plenty of content in Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight is a plenty big game on its own. Do that again. But yeah,
Like,
SilkSong.
how dare you want to go back to some same place 32,000 times again?
SilkSong is a very different experience, and it is also huge. As I said, I have put so far maybe like 12 hours into SilkSong. I'm reaching the end of Act 1.
Well,
like,
how many times have you done the boss fight?
well, yeah, I'm not the quickest player. I'm sure people have done it much faster than I. But generally speaking, I spent about, I think it was like 48 hours to do a full Hollow Knight run.
Yeah.
And that's me doing everything. That is an 106% run.
The game has been out over a week now, and we don't know anybody.
No, I haven't seen anyone finish it. Yeah, I've seen people
beat. That's good. That's a good thing.
It's an insanely big game, and there's so much depth to it, and there's so much room for customizing the way you play, which is insane in a game like this. You can only
expect in a game where you spend 80% of it backtracking.
That is one of the things. As I say, SilkSong is not more difficult. It is just different. SilkSong is more punishing. When you do make a mistake, it is more punishing. By far. There are so many enemies that do double damage. Double damage in the first game was reserved for really difficult bosses or like nightmare versions of bosses and the final boss of the game. Not even like the final boss, like the secret final boss of the game does the same amount of damage as some of these regular enemies do.
I would say, which is great. It's honestly, that is a great mechanic because it makes you have to pay attention instead of just running through areas all willy-nilly. You have to watch it.
There is very little tankiness with Hornet compared to the Knight. The Knight was very tanky. Hornet is not. However, Hornet has a lot more traversal. Traversal? I can never pronounce that right. Methods of traversal.
Traversing.
That'll do. The Knight...
Movement. He has more movement.
Yeah. The Knight...
Or she.
She. Thank you. The Knight had, you know, walking, dashing, double jump, wall jump, pogo.
He was also a short king. So
He's a short king. He had those 5 things, and that's including pogoing, which is, you know, not really traversal. Hornet has... walking, sprinting, not just dashing, full-on sprinting. There are different kinds of jumps you can do from the sprint. The pogo is different and gives you more momentum. Then there's also a double jump, a wall jump, a grapple. Like there's so much more. The movement is really fun, and it definitely lends itself to having to avoid enemies more. You can't tank them like you did in Hollow Knight, which is cool. That being said, some of the bosses, when you do die, you've got to hike back to them, which people will argue. There's a couple fights in Hollow Knight that are kind of like that. Noticeably, the Hive Knight, whatever it was called, and the Traitor Lord, both had quite long run backs. But there's 2 bosses out of the whole game, and B, both of those are optional kind of areas that can be fought after you get the Dream Nail and the Dream Warp, which is...
Sometimes the game is just a bench.
Sometimes the game is just a bench. But those fights can both happen after you have access to teleporting, which makes it a lot easier. That's not a thing in SilkSong.
Yeah, that's fair. Yet.
Well, to be fair, no one's beaten it. It might be, as far as we know, it is not.
It's on New Game Plus.
Well, it has Steel Soul, which is nuts to me. Don't know how anyone's going to do that.
It's going to be DLC later.
Well, they are working on DLC, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I'll be 50 by then.
But generally speaking, SilkSong is very fun. It's very challenging in different ways than Hollow Knight was, but in the same vein. And I'm having a great time with it. They did, however, release a patch which made some of the earlier bosses easier, which is annoying because it's all bosses that I've already beaten, so thanks. But You know, for newer players, they redid or something. The other thing, rosaries.
Maybe wait.
Rosaries is the new currency, right? Instead of geo. Rosaries are in short supply.
Not as common.
Nowhere near as common.
Yeah, it's more of a grind.
In Hollow Knight, geo dropped from, I think, every enemy, at least a little bit.
Yeah, pretty sure it was like every single.
And when you beat a boss, they explode in geo, right? Loads of it. SILKSONG, not the case. There are some enemies that drop rosaries, and bosses sometimes drop a few as well. But also, you have to spend a lot more rosaries. There's not just maps to buy anymore. You have to pay for all of the travel stops, which you did have to do in Hollow Knight. You also have to pay for all of the benches. There was like 3 or 4 benches that you had to pay for in Hollow Knight. There's one bench in particular that you, unless you know a trick to stop you from having to do this, you have to pay to sit on it every time you want to sit on it. It's in a house, and you have to pay to get in the house, and the door locks behind you unless you break the mechanism. But if you don't know that you can do that, you have to pay 30 every time you want to sit on the bench.
Hollow. My goodness.
And this is not a great game mechanic. It is causing people to just spend time farming rosaries, which isn't ideal. But there is 2 things that make it a little bit better. One is that you don't lose all of your rosaries on death. You can string up rosaries. When you string them, you can't spend them, but you also don't lose them when you die. But you can also unstring them at any time. So if you need to spend them, you can just...
But you also have to spend rosaries to be able to get the string.
Yeah,
ability,
so
right?
you have to... It's a whole thing. So you end up losing a few rosaries, but then you have some that you can't lose on
the ability to not lose.
Yeah. It's a whole thing. And then also it's from a storytelling perspective, which is... The whole thing is about like a class divide. There's the citadel up above, at least in Act 1. And then there's all the worker class, and then there's like not infection going on, because that was obviously what was going on in the first game, but there's some spooky silk thing going on with all of the worker class losing their mind, and the whole thing.
Just assuming that it's a giant spider.
It might be one of the weavers, yeah. To be fair, seems likely, but yeah, there are reasons for it. It's still kind of frustrating, though. I would like it if it was maybe slightly easier. Just on the rosary, like, I'm okay with the game being difficult. That's fine. You know, that's what I signed up for. But
the lack of rosaries is what's getting...
When you get halfway through an area and you try to save, and it's like, nope, 50 rosaries, bitch. Like, to save?
Yeah, that is a bit rough. That's a bit punishing. But then that makes you have to spend more time in the game.
I'm really enjoying it so far. It's a great game.
You would have bought it on the Switch. You could just, you don't have to save. Just put that bitch in sleep mode.
Well, you can still save, to be fair, but you don't. If you were to die, you ain't going back to that save point. That's if you turn it off. So it's kind of saving, but also not really.
Sleep mode.
I'm not buying it. But yeah, great time. I recommend. And I've been playing it over on stream. If you do want to see, go check that out.
Yeah, twitch.escrimaa.
I tried putting the links in the description. YouTube doesn't let us because it won't verify that we're over 18. I'm not sure why that matters or why it won't verify. I've even tried giving it my ID and it's like, nah. Why? It's a valid driver's license, goddamn you. But anyway. Next up, you can all come back now. Welcome back, those of you.
YouTube's gonna call you about your car insurance. Talk to you about your extended car warranty. You know you have a valid license.
If I had a nickel for every time this month a voice actor leaked a game that they weren't supposed to talk about, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot. But it's weird that it happened twice. So I think it was last week we talked about Superman's VA straight up just told a fan at an expo that they're working on Injustice 3. Crazy. How do you get away with that?
I don't know. I do this every week. It was at some point.
This week, Commissioner Gordon's voice actor from Arkham Shadow just straight up said at a panel that they're working on a new one. There's an Arkham Shadow series, which was expected. Nobody's surprised by this.
As long as Arkham Shadow is better than Arkham Asylum, because we know you can't stand Arkham Asylum.
That is not true.
Usually the worst Batman adaptation of anything, video game and or media.
No, Asylum is awesome. It's just not what I'm looking for.
Awful? Yes, that's what glad we're on the same page.
I hate you. Marvel Rivals is coming to PS4.
Yeah, if you've played Marvel Rivals and you wondered, hey, can I play this worse? Get it on the PS4.
Marvel Rivals
it will not run as well.
It's not exactly known for being super well optimized. There are
on anything
very expensive handhelds that cannot properly run this game because it isn't great.
Marvel Rivals, Disney is going to have to come out with their own console in order for Marvel Rivals to run appropriately on it.
Disney.
They might. That's what I'm saying. Disney would have to come out with come out with a console that could play it.
Okay.
The only way this game is playable on anything is through Disney Plus. That's what they're going to make the Disney Plus Steam Deck or some shit.
But this is why are we still getting games for PS4?
I don't know.
I have a PS4.
Why we're still getting games for Switch at this point.
I don't have a PS5, and I have missed out on maybe 5 games I actually cared about because everything else came to PS4 anyway.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I'm about to say I've bought PS4 versions of this is all right. I've bought PS4 versions of games that say they have a PS5 upgrade on the box just so that way I can have a PS4 game on display and still own both games technically.
It's a strange situation.
Because it's available.
I know they had to extend its lifespan because of the chip shortage and because people couldn't get PS5s. That was 5 years ago. Crazy.
Shit. I think we've gotten past that now.
But a game...
that's a console generation.
Exactly, literally. A game not coming to PS4 is 007 First Light. We talked about this last week with the whole showcase it had. It's got a collector's edition. Now, in this collector's edition, you get...
This game wouldn't Tom Cruise on a PS5, you know.
In this... Hang on. Let me...
You try to look at the image bigger?
Yeah. You get some DLC. You get an exclusive skin. I didn't even know there were skins, but here we are. You get an exclusive weapon skin.
How many skins do you get? 1,
Golden
2,
gun.
3, 4 skins?
Not again. You get I believe, die-cast replica of the Golden Gun.
That's what it looks like. It's got a podium that holds it up and everything. It's pretty cool.
You get the game, obviously. And then you also get a steelbook for the game, which is cool.
Steelbook! Now, it is available for PS5, Xbox, and Steam.
Don't know how you're getting this on Steam.
I don't know, but it says it at the bottom.
I'm sure you can. How are you getting a steelbook for Steam? I don't understand. But
they make physical copies.
Do they?
There was the Elden Ring Deluxe Edition.
Are they not just keys though?
Well, but the
key comes in a steel case.
Still a steelbook.
Oh, okay. It is.
Yeah, it's not the best thing in the world, but it is available.
It's $300.
Yeah.
At this point, you'd hope the gun was gold. This thing better make me a coffee in the morning. What do you mean it's $300?
Yeah, it's a bit much. But we did talk earlier about that Batman cowl being 1-to-1. If this is a 1-to-1, That was $100 on its own. Then yeah, no, this doesn't make sense. Because that was $100 on its own. So if you're saying the gun is $100,
that
and then
plus
the
a
game
steelbook
is $100,
plus some in-game content, like
then what's the other 100?
Yeah, man.
Like,
I don't know.
That's insane.
Crazy.
I need more, man. Like, you're gonna have to give me the entire 007 movie collection on 4K Ultra HD in order for this to start making a little bit of sense. That's a bit much, man.
Yeah, a little bit.
Like, Mr. Bond himself better come to the house while this is installing.
Daniel Craig comes and ties you to a chair. Casino Royale's you.
Yeah. I mean, I'll take Sean Connery. That's fine. But this is, I don't know.
Probably not worth 300 unless you're a massive 007 fan.
Is way too much, and that's before DLC. You know.
Well, it includes the DLC.
Well, it includes one DLC.
That's true.
The next DLC. The second light DLC.
008?
We get to play as 009.
Pull a Lego Batman, play it from the villain's perspective.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we'll do.
Oh boy. But anyway.
Yes, that's everything, right?
I believe so.
We make it through this.
There were some Marvel Rival pops that went in the news this week, but I looked up. Turns out they've been out for like 2 months, so screw you.
Yeah.
Why were they in my news feed? Sort it out, Google. Anyway.
Same reason Assassin's Creed is popping up in my news feed. I don't know what that's about.
True. That did get an update, but I don't think it was anything particularly important. There's like an Ezio costume or something now. I don't know.
Could be.
Anyway, thank you very much for watching. This has been Across the Podcast. My name is Aidan, and this is Stan. Hi, Jacob. Hi, Noe, Papa. We gotta stop doing this. This is gonna become a thing.
No. Hi, Master Sarge. I'm gonna give you one just cause.
He can get one. He deserves one. That's it. Bye.
Yeah.